Hello everybody, this is the first video in a series I plan to start about my latest project, 1988 Dodge Raider. I bought this Dodge Raider at a local junkyard for about 180 bucks, and it's all complete in very good shape except for it had a rod knock. So we're here fixing to buy this car, and we got a friend in the background who's helping us take a look at the engine.
Someone will pull us out.
This is a Dodge Raider 1988. We're going to pull it out of the mud here and get it running. And we got a friend in the background who's going to help us out today. So the Dodge Raider is a Mitsubishi Montero. It's the first generation. Cool little 4x4s from the 80s. I drove one of these in high school, so it has a lot of sentimental value to me. So when I spotted this parked out back in the old part of town, for sale, I was like, it's a no-brainer. I'm going to buy this and fix it up and drive it around. So if you are into the Dodge Raiders and the Monteros from the 80s, you're going to get a kick out of this series. It should be a handful of videos. I plan to rebuild the motor, fix some of the suspension, redo the interior a bit, and then drive it. So the Dodge Raider is just Dodge branded the Monteros, same car. And they're a short wheel-based 4x4. Pretty heavy duty. They're built like a tank. The Dodges tended to have all the options compared to the Monteros. I mean, there wasn't a lot of options available for these cars back then, but they had a few. Well, the Safari seat, this shock absorber seat was one of them. The limited slip differential, an upgraded radio like this one has, and I can't think of anything else that air conditioning. This has the automatic transmission. I should say that. The 5 speeds are a little bit more popular. However, the automatic transmissions on these cars are beefier. They tended not to brake as much as the 5 speeds. So I'm looking forward to trying this out and driving it and seeing what it feels like. This car was also outfitted with the driveline disconnect for RVs. If you're going to tow this behind an RV, which this one was all over the Southwest, it looks like. It has some sun damage to the seats and some of the plastic parts. You don't want to disconnect the driveline, and so this had an aftermarket company put in a driveline disconnect kit, which has a lever underneath the driver's seat that disconnects the driveline if you're going to tow it. Also has a roll cage. These guys are probably driving this up in the mountains or on the sand dunes, so they installed a custom roll cage in it, which I think I'm going to leave. It looks kind of cool. But aside from that, it's pretty solid, no rust, really no dents. Just looks like it needs a little bit of TLC. You're going to do change all the fluids, lube the suspension. Going to fix this rod knock on this engine. Ordered an engine rebuild kit, and we're going to install that here shortly. The crank is being turned. We'll get some new bearings in there and some piston seals and all that, piston rings, and a seal kit. So yeah, if you're into these cars and you're working on one yourself, just check back and see if you might be interested in what we do here. Gonna tear apart the front seats and reupholster them. I'm pretty good at reupholstering hot rods, so we're gonna do these seats. I'm gonna make it look stock. It's gonna be the same material that came with these cars. This car came with the chrome wheels. It's black with the gold stripe and gold interior. Kind of an interesting color combination. I think it was a common one. If you look up Dodge Raiders online, you'll see a lot of these black and golds. Before I busted the video camera out, I actually tore into it and already removed the motor and tore that apart. I ordered a new connecting rod on eBay. I'm having the crank turned here in town. The number 2 rod journal was banged up, so they're turning it down. We get new bearings in here. Ordered an engine rebuild kit. So when that shows up, I'll get some video of putting this motor back together and putting it back in the car. And then I'm just going to change the fluids, recharge the AC, and fix a couple of odds and ends, but it should be ready to go. I'm just going to clean it up first of all and get it running, get the tires and brakes done on it, and then we'll go from there to maybe fix some of the odds and ends that may be broken or damaged. I'm not going to necessarily do a complete rebuild on this, but it's going to be more of a nice driver, winter driver, maybe something for the snow. Okay, there you have it. We'll see if we can't pop out another video here in a couple of weeks and give you an update.